So in less than 5 minutes, I fully set up OpenClaw, aka Clawdbot, fully set it up on an AWS server for free. It's already gotten access to my Gmail account that I set up just for OpenClaw. And with the email access, it's literally taken all the emails and data from it and put together a full database inside of Notion, which has enriched my clients and leads and organized everything for me in a perfect CRM database that makes it easy for me to now go forward and manage all these contacts. This was all done without me looking at the computer whatsoever. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can set up OpenClaw for free, how you can make sure to set it up so that you don't fall into any vulnerabilities security wise, so no hackers can grab your API keys or your chat history, and how to safely give it access to your data, to your platforms, so it can run actions for you on your computer. If you've been reading about Clawdbot, obviously you've probably seen tweets like this where people are talking about being attacked thousands of times after using Clawdbot. This tweet really isn't about Clawdbot being insecure. It's more about the people deploying it doing so irresponsibly. A lot of people actually spun up Clawdbot on local machines that were directly exposed to the public internet, literally just running it on their personal laptop on their local terminal. So now you've got an agent that can read emails, see calendars, browse the web, sitting on your machine that anyone on the internet can now knock on. Now compare that to what we did over here in AWS. It's not exposed to the public internet whatsoever if you set it up through here. There is no OpenClaw for random IPs to now hit. The only way to even reach the machine that I'm using here, this virtual machine on Amazon, is using a private key that we set up originally when it asked for that key pair. So if you don't have the key, you just literally can't get in my virtual server whatsoever. Those thousands of attacks that you saw on this tweet aren't from some sophisticated AI exploit. It's really just bots scanning the internet for exposed servers. And that's exactly why this is actually the correct way to do it. I'm going to be doing it on AWS because they have a very generous free tier to set up a VM. I'm purposely not setting this up on my local server to give OpenClaw this full access to my environment, to all my data and information. That's why everybody's buying these Mac Minis, because they can give it its own essentially computer to do all the actions, etc. Anyway, in AWS, you basically want to search for EC2, that's Amazon's virtual servers in the cloud, and then click the orange launch instant button. I'm just going to call mine Clawdbot V2 on Ubuntu, and for the instance type, I'm going to search for the best free one possible. So I'm just typing free in here, and you can see this one is 8 GB of memory. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that one, and that's it. Now you can go ahead and go to launch instance, and it is going to recommend that you create an SSH key. I already have one created, so we're just going to skip this step, and that's it. You basically now just click launch instance, click on connect up in the top right. You can see connect up here, and then down to the bottom, we can go ahead and launch the SSH connection to the web and your new web server. And boom, we're in. We just created our own virtual server. And once we're in, we just want to copy that one-liner from OpenClaw, go to the official OpenClaw website. They have all the past URLs mapped to it. So if you search Clawdbot or Moltclaw or Moltbot, they will all bring you here. This is the official one. And I'm literally just going to copy this one-liner right here. I'm going to paste that in and press enter. And now you can see the actual setup is going on. And now you can see it's installing everything we need. Once it's finished, you just get straight into onboarding. And so we can see it installs successfully. And now we can actually go into the actual onboarding. You can see here, it's literally going to ask us, do we understand that this is powerful and inherently risky? I'm just going to go over to yes and continue. Then you're going to go to the quick start. And for the model auth provider, OpenClaw needs some type of underlying model to actually be running its actions and its brain. So this is what you want to choose there. Obviously you can choose OpenAI and etc. It's just going to ask for your API keys. I'm going to go with OpenRouter, and you can see it's already asking me for my API key. Go ahead, press enter there. Now that I have that API key in there, it's basically going to ask me which exact model I want to use inside of OpenRouter. I'm going to end up choosing Anthropic Sonnet here because it has a larger context window. You can actually see if you really zoom in the red text, it'll show you the context windows for all the different models. And now it's going to actually ask you the main messaging platform you want to use. Now you can see here, I'm basically going through the different skills. It's asking me if I want to start adding on skills. Think of skills as like plugins that you can add to it. You can see here, I went to NPM for the setup, and obviously you can start to see some of the first skills and plugins they recommend. Get Nano Banana Pro, OpenAI Whisper, etc. I didn't want to expose any API keys that I could spend money on before I truly understood what was going on. So I left this blank, but obviously you can choose to click space to select and then enter to go forward with any of these if you do want to get these set up ASAP. And so then it will of course essentially ask if you want to set up your Google Places API key. I didn't, but the Notion API key I definitely did because this is what I was going to use as the database for my CRM. So from here, I basically went into Notion. I went into settings for Notion. If you've never got your API key from Notion, this is how you do it. Went to connections inside of settings, manage or develop integrations. Then I basically went to the exact integration I wanted to use. If you haven't done this before, you just need to create a new integration. Came in there, went to the edit settings, and then I grabbed the internal integration secret, which is basically just Notion's API key. Once I had the API key, brought that back into the instance, pasted that in there, and then kept going forward with the onboarding. Basically said no to all the other APIs they asked for, but obviously this could be different for you. The hooks, the only one that I enabled was essentially the session memory because obviously I want them to remember everything about the session memory that we did. From there, after I clicked session memory, it then asked me where I wanted to access the actual dashboard. Now, once that's running, you're now basically going to see you told it to wake up. And now it's basically going to ask you the question so that it can get its identity data on what its identity should be as OpenClaw, but also it's going to start asking you input data for what you want to do as the user. So rather than just putting everything inside of OpenClaw right at that moment, I basically went into the back end of OpenClaw, opened up the identity markdown file they already had saved, and basically just put in the full paragraph, editing it the way I wanted it to so I can add way more content, add complete paragraphs, not just be compressed to that one small space. You can see here, I'm editing the role of what I want it to be, which is basically my strategic assistant to help me build up my business to become this $1 million cash flowing business. I gave it its operating principles, its vibes, etc. Everything that I was going to need. If you want help prompting this, got to go ahead and grab that guide from Gotta Prompt. That'll give you all the context you need and all the guidance you need on how to create this amazing prompt for OpenClaw to use as your context. Once I had that all set up, I went to my own local terminal, so then I could basically start interacting with the web dashboard. You can see here, I'm putting in the SSH information and basically attaching the private key pair that I set up for my AWS server. You'll be the only person who's able to now access it. You're now able to open up a tunnel that's going to stay open, and you can now launch the actual OpenClaw on your web browser. You can see that inside of OpenClaw, they actually give you the link that you're going to use for your dashboard. It's going to be that IP address for you. It might be different, but they also attach a token at the end of it. So you want to make sure you grab that entire URL, paste it in, and then you'll be inside of the actual official OpenClaw chat where you can now start chatting with OpenClaw. So now you've officially set everything up. Now you're all in. You can see it really didn't take us long at all. But of course, this is only half the battle. Now I, of course, want to start prompting this to be my assistant, to get into my Gmail, and to start creating my CRM form. So you can see here, I'm putting in the first prompt, assigning it its first task to basically help me design and build the relationship CRM inside of Notion, the source of truth being my Gmail history, and I basically wanted to extract the past clients, leads, etc. So then from there, they can actually build this database for me. And so of course, right now it has zero access to anything. So I'm going to show you how we can actually give it access to an email so it can have all that contact information that it needs. So you can see it's already basically giving me a proposed Notion schema, giving me a proposed database columns to set up, but also some of the options within each column too, for sure. So it's already going over and beyond, and it's essentially using Claude Sonnet, this super intelligent model, to continue to give me answers from there. It's also telling me how to integrate it. And of course, it's going to actually ask me questions at the end, like it's a real assistant, curious to know, do we have the Notion workspace already? Do we have the Gmail ready to go? how far back do you want to go in the emails, etc. So after I answer these questions, the big thing that I want to show you guys is me giving access to my Gmail. So the way to do that is you can see it needs email API access to the account. So it's literally giving me a full step-by-step walkthrough of how to do it. You're going to want to go to the Google Cloud Console, create a new project, and then for the name, I'm just going to call it Clawdbot. For the organization, I'm going to keep it the exact same. I'm going to go to create right after that. But of course, I actually want to switch emails. I don't want to give it API access to my personal email. I actually have a separate business email that I'm going to give it access to, where I'm going to forward everything to that email. And so that way, if there is anything proprietary, confidential in my personal email, it does not have access to it. We can see now it's creating that project inside of the Google Cloud Console. Once we actually create the project, we can then enable certain Google apps to give API access. We can just search Gmail because that's the app I want to actually enable. We can find the Gmail API here. And then once we go there, we should be able to see the button that says enable. That now falls into our enabled APIs and services in Google Cloud Console. So I'm going to go straight to the credentials. And so now basically I want to create OAuth client access. Once you create, this might take a little second, but once this finishes, it will give you the client ID and the client secret. So I'm basically going to download this complete file. This comes as a JSON. And so basically I'm going to copy all of this and then give this to OpenClaw so it can use this. So I'm going to open this in my notepad. You can see here, the client ID is in there. The client secret is in there as well. The Notion database is now fully set up with the columns. I've been completely hands off, have not touched this in any type of way. This has been all OpenClaw doing this for me. You can see it's basically setting up that Gmail authorization flow for me. You're going to want to follow this exact same thing. You should be seeing everything I'm seeing. It's going to have you open up this URL in the browser. This will basically have you sign in with, so I'm going to obviously sign the email that I gave it access to. You can see it's asking for access to my Google account. Perfect. It's exactly what I wanted to give it. And I can just go ahead and press allow. It's only going to be able to view my emails. And so this error screen is completely normal. This is exactly what it's supposed to link out to. You can see it's even going to literally say your browser will show an error page. So we know we're already on the right page, doing exactly what we're supposed to do here. And so now I literally just need to copy the entire URL from there, put it back inside OpenClaw, and now it'll have everything it needs to have the full API access. So now we know for a fact we have our Gmail authorized in a safe way. It's not like our personal Gmail is attached. And it's only API access. It has no access to actually send emails or anything. All it can do is view all the emails that comes in, which is perfect. And so now it's actually pulling the emails from my email account, and it's actually going to start incorporating everything into the CRM. So you can see here, I basically forwarded everything to this Gmail account. So we're going to have all the actual client details from there. And we can see done. The CRM is now populated. It has fully set up our relationship CRM inside of Notion Forest, taken the information from my emails, read through everything, and literally came up with not only the columns, but filled everything out perfectly. The names, the emails, the thread summaries. For all the ones that don't have the information, I actually purposefully deleted those because I want to start changing those on my own anyway. So just the fact that it was able to fill all of this in, including the priorities, the relationship strength, the revenue potential, the source of where they came from, etc. This is just the tip of the iceberg of OpenClaw. Once you understand how to actually truly put this AI agent to work, the potential is limitless.